You guys, let's actually say a prayer for the firefighters.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young.
Every year around this time, I usually have a loose plan of what we would do if we were evacuated. But it wasn't until the night before we left that my husband and I sat down and had to actually make a plan with legs attached to it to get out of town. I could start by saying we watched the news for days, watched the steady growth of the flaming areas, watched as acre after acre burned and the quality of the air became increasingly worse. But the reality is I mostly just relied on my husband to tell me when it would be necessary for us to leave.
Thinking about leaving our home for something like a fire, you don't really, take anything. But it's a real perspective shift where you just look at life and you can very easily determine the things that matter and the things that don't.
I could say that we were just one jackknifed semi-truck away from losing our only escape and being mercilessly subject to the approaching flames. Cars lined down the mountain on the two-way highway on the only road out of town, and what normally would only take 30 minutes, taking more than 3 hours. But everything was way less dramatic than that. We went about our normal day. We did school. We decided on a time that we would leave. I kept the kids inside when the air was bad. This is not the only time we've been evacuated. 21 years ago, give or take a couple weeks, my husband and I were evacuated just after we got married. The neighborhood watch came through the neighborhood, yelling through their megaphones, "Evacuation orders, evacuation, mandatory evacuation." I remember not being able to get a hold of my husband, not knowing what to do, and just collecting a few clothes. We were gone 6 days that year, so we made a plan. We talked to my parents, my father-in-law and mother-in-law, got a room, and we all took off down the hill. I've said for years I don't do drama, but what about when there are real-life dramas playing out in your life? The answer is you just deal with it, one step at a time, one decision at a time. And I try to make decisions that are necessary without unnecessary emotion tied to them. I still don't like to do drama. I have practiced this throughout my life, and not perfectly, but I try to be consistent about it. Having kids has actually been my greatest motivating force.
Well, the wind's picking up, so we are leaving.
You know the only alphabet I know? You are a QT.
Okay. Yes. Father, I just thank you that you are protected. Wow.
Bye, Daddy.
I want them to see the things in life in a certain pragmatic way where they aren't affected and torn by imperfect life circumstances. There is this culturally pervading thought that if you don't worry when there's something justifiably worrisome happening, if you don't let it plague you and stress you out, then you are somehow irresponsible.
I mean, look at my hair. I'm so windblown. Wow, the wind's amazing.
The truth is, we have faced battles as a family, real life, heart-thumping, blood-racing battles, where the uncertainty of life seems to loom up and block the sun.
We made it. 112 degrees. Wow.
In every situation we face, I tell my kids, this doesn't change God. It doesn't change His word, and it doesn't change His love for us. There's not uncertainty in those things. So concentrating on what is certain in our lives is how we manage the not knowing parts of life. Mixed in with some special occasions. Mason's 16th birthday would look different than we had originally planned.
Oh my God.
When I was a child, oldest of 6 girls before my little brother was born, I remember my dad being so good at keeping things positive, even when the unexpected happened. I remember being on the road to Las Vegas, broken down on the side of the road in our motorhome, and we were just eating chips and dip while my dad sang "Take It Easy" on his guitar, and we all sang along. He taught us to look outward, not inward, at disappointment. I know not everyone agrees with our parenting all the time, but we really believe that disappointment needs to be quickly gotten over. And you do that by spending your mental energy thinking of others. So my boy, turning 16, didn't get to celebrate his birthday the way he originally wanted to. And that felt disappointing. But we talked and discussed what we could do that would be different but still special. And what with other folks from our city evacuated in the same place as us, he ended up with quite a little party. When we refuse to be beat by unexpected circumstances, we give the Lord liberty to show us the treasures along the way. I hope for my kids, as we have fun and love being together, that they don't give any time to regret or disappointment, that they don't linger in drama or things that can't be changed, but focus on the laughter, the relationships, and the purpose of life, lived with Jesus and lived for Him.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it is just
And look at this. And we really had some beautiful little times this week.
We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running.
Remember, no one can mom your kids like you. I'll see you next week.